Hey folks, it's Kevin. In this video, we talk about how a real estate company is shaking everything up, how it's changing the way that commissions are earned for agents, and what that means for consumers just like you. Let's get right into it. In an article published by the Washington Post in November 2020, it states that the U.S. Department of Justice, the National Association of Realtors, agreed sellers' agents must publicly disclose the commission they offer to buyers' agents for properties listed for sale. In addition, buyers' agents will be obligated to tell their clients about the compensation they're being offered. Buyers' agents won't be able to describe their services as free to the buyer and must be transparent about how they get paid. They go on to say, real estate agents' commissions have always been a bit mysterious. Sellers must negotiate their commission with their agent and determine how much of a commission to offer the buyer's agent, and therefore know how much will be paid at the closing table from the proceeds of the sale. Buyers who in effect pay their commissions because they're the ones making the purchase typically don't know how much either their agent or the seller's agent will be paid, and that's about to change. This settlement will let any real estate site show how much a buyer's agent stands to earn on any sale. The fees for representing a seller are already competitive because the seller's agent discloses their fees up front. Now the fees for representing a buyer will be competitive too, which can save consumers billions of dollars every year. Oh, Redfin, you really stirred the pot with this one. Okay, so let's talk about what this means. As mentioned in the article, traditionally, when somebody goes to sell their home, there's a certain commission that they negotiate with the agent who is selling their house. They negotiate a total commission that is then split between the agent representing the seller and the agent who brings the buyer on the purchase. And let's just say that in today's world, it's 6% as the average. It can be lower, it can be higher, just depending on what's negotiated on that specific sale. But let's say 3% is going to the agent selling the house, and then 3% is going to the agent who is assisting the purchaser of that home. Well, what has happened is companies like Redfin, who have agreed to reduce their total commission to as low as 3.5%, where 2.5% goes to the buyer's agent and only 1% goes to Redfin because that's really their only value proposition. It's caused the Department of Justice to begin investigating those types of situations because it's caused a discrepancy between the range of income earned between agents. The Department of Justice claims that it can be misleading to sellers or to buyers as to how much agents are really paid and how much a buyer's agent actually earns, which I totally disagree with. I can understand that you may see it being inconsistent in how much an agent charges versus how much a discount brokerage charges, but I think at the end of the day, the buyer, the consumer who actually is going to purchase a home, who hires representation because they feel like it's in their benefit to have an expert or a professional on their side as they go through one of the biggest financial investments of their life, I don't think that they question how much that individual is truly worth or earns. And at the end of the day, they're not the ones paying them directly. As mentioned earlier, the commission paid to the agent who represents the buyer or the agent representing the seller is ultimately paid by the seller. Now, I could see how reducing the commission earned on both sides could potentially help the seller as well as the buyer. After all, the money would go from being in the agent's pocket to being in the consumer's pocket. But that raises a question is if you're going to be reducing the income earning potential for us real estate professionals, would they then second guess whether or not they want to pursue that profession? And if that were the case, and the old saying holds true of you get what you pay for, would then only salaried employees be able to represent you on your purchase? People who make the same amount of money despite what price you get, what terms you get, or whether or not you even get the home, they're still going to collect the same paycheck every 2 weeks. So they're not really emotionally attached to the result. They're just there to open doors or to push paperwork. I'd like to mention that Redfin isn't the only discount agent in our market. I'm not taking a shot at Redfin. Please don't sue me. The reason why I mention them is because they were actually mentioned in the article as one of the biggest players in the discount broker space. And these are all concerns that have been brought up in this proposal. My thoughts are this. At some point in the near future, we're likely going to see buyer's agents go away. And we're going to be left with just agents representing sellers. And that's going to be a huge shakeup for a consumer, because at that point, buyers are going to have to work directly with the agent who has a fiduciary duty to work for the seller, meaning that they signed a contract, looked that seller in the eye and said, I promise you I will do everything in my power to get you the best price and the best terms for your home. And all of the buyers who are interested in that property are going to have to funnel through that same agent. Now, this is going to be great for a consumer who's savvy and can understand contracts, understand negotiation and the process. But it's going to be very difficult and add more resistance to first-time home buyers who don't know how to navigate through that process. In closing, I can see advantages as well as disadvantages to this happening. Again, this is just my perspective. I could be way wrong and things can just continue on business as usual, but I guess we'll all see it unfold together, and I'll keep you guys updated along the way with any information that I receive. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate the ongoing support. If you've watched till the end, I know that you're a true follower, and I thank you so much for being a part of my journey in building out this YouTube platform. So thank you guys so much. Make sure to subscribe, make sure to hit the like button below, and I'll see you in the next one.